Cardi B just dropped a bomb that could flip the internet upside down. Is Chrisean Rock's baby actually Offset's son? The rumors are wild, the receipts are messy, and the drama doesn't stop there. From secret parties to courtroom cover-ups, and even NFL stars being dragged into the mix, this story has it all. Stay locked in, because what you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Cardi, Offset, and Chrisean.
Nobody gives a You're outside of my house. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
You know why I'm here.
That baby looks nothing like me.
It all started with whispers. Whispers that turned into full-blown chaos across social media. People were asking the question nobody dared to say out loud. Is Chrisean Rock's baby actually Offset's son? And then came the jaw-dropping twist. Allegedly, this rumor wasn't just cooked up by trolls, but by Cardi B herself. Yes, you heard that right. Cardi, the queen of rap, Offset's own wife, reportedly confirmed behind the scenes that Chrisean's child might belong to her husband. Imagine the betrayal.
Care the world, my ops. I'm with your ops. That's one for your ops. Yeah, of course, because you don't move with integrity. You're not a street. That's what you do. That's what you do. Oh, I'm gonna go for your ops. Good, boo-hoo. I don't give a fuck.
Imagine the chaos. Cardi wasn't just dealing with her own problems. She might have dropped this bomb to shift attention away from her own hidden pregnancy rumors. And
you can fuck my ops, you can fuck my friends. I don't give a shit. You're a lame to me, and you will never equate to me. And it's crazy that I even let you even play with me for such a long time.
that's not all, because once Offset's name got tied to Chrisean, the internet went into meltdown. Memes, reactions, TikToks, it spread like wildfire. Some said the baby looked nothing like Offset. Others swore the timelines matched up. And then came the real kicker. Offset himself jumped into the mix, but not in the way you'd expect. He publicly commented, "Not mine," under a viral TikTok about Cardi's possible pregnancy, instantly pouring gasoline on the fire. It gets worse, because fans didn't buy it. They started digging deeper, connecting dots, pulling up old clips, and pointing fingers. And when they did, another name entered the scandal: NFL star Stefon Diggs. That's right, the drama had just taken a detour into dangerous territory. But before we get to that, let's rewind, because Offset and Chrisean's connection isn't as far-fetched as some want you to believe. And trust me, what you're about to hear next makes this story 10 times crazier. Now here's where the story takes a darker, juicier turn. Because while people were busy debating whether Cardi B was hiding a baby bump in oversized court outfits, another truth was quietly bubbling up. Offset and Chrisean Rock were allegedly seen together when nobody was supposed to know. The receipts? French Montana's birthday party, 2023. The room was packed with celebrities, flashing lights, and enough chaos to hide almost anything. But eagle-eyed sources claim they saw Offset and Chrisean slip out together when the cameras weren't looking. And if that's true, the night might have changed everything. And that's not all. Former friends of Chrisean have stepped forward, claiming the rumors are real. One even said Chrisean left clues behind on purpose, like jewelry, so Cardi would find out and lose it. Imagine that level of petty. Imagine purposely sparking chaos inside one of hip-hop's biggest marriages. It gets worse, because even industry insiders like Whack 100 have hinted that Offset and Chrisean did more than just hang out. And when multiple voices start repeating the same messy story, the internet doesn't forget. Suddenly, the whispers about Chrisean's son didn't sound so impossible anymore. But here's the plot twist. At the exact same time these rumors were exploding, Offset and Cardi were reportedly separated, which means one of two things. Either this was a betrayal of the highest level, or it was a reckless fling during a breakup. Either way, the damage was done. And trust me, it only gets crazier from here, because the next person dragged into this scandal, he isn't just a rapper or reality star. He's an NFL player with his own dangerous secrets. Just when you thought this saga couldn't possibly get messier, it did. Because suddenly, the name Stefon Diggs, yes, the NFL star, was being thrown straight into the fire. And this wasn't just gossip. This was scandal with teeth. Here's the kicker. While Cardi B was trying to brush off pregnancy rumors with baggy courtroom outfits and victory dance videos, whispers started circulating that the baby she's allegedly carrying is an Offset. It might be Stefon Diggs. That's right. While the world thought Offset was the problem, another man was quietly being tied to Cardi's name. And that's not all, because Offset himself practically confirmed it wasn't his when he hopped into the comments of a viral TikTok about Cardi's supposed baby bump and flat out wrote, "Not mine." That one little comment sent the internet into a frenzy. If the baby isn't his, then whose is it? The fingers all pointed at Stefon. And it gets worse. Stefon Diggs isn't just any football star. He's a man already wrapped in disturbing allegations. A marketing manager named Chris Blake Griffith accused him of attempting something horrific, drugging and assaulting him. The claim spiraled further when Chris said Stefon's younger brother and two other men broke into his home, robbed him, and threatened his life to keep the secret buried. If true, this isn't just scandal, it's criminal. And now, Cardi B is being Chrisean linked to this man, you can see why the internet exploded. But here's where it gets crazier. Some insiders believe Cardi deliberately shifted the spotlight onto Chrisean and Offset, feeding the rumors about Junior just to distract from her own alleged situation with Diggs. It's like a soap opera on steroids, too messy to follow, yet too explosive to ignore. And trust me, the deeper you go, the uglier this gets, because the streets are saying Cardi's entire empire might be at risk if the truth ever comes out. This story is spiraling out of control, and we're just scratching the surface. Do you think Chrisean's baby is really Offset's, or is the internet reaching? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe, because the next twist in this saga is coming, and you don't want to miss it. While the Offset and Chrisean rumors were catching fire, Cardi B had her hands full with another storm, a $24 million lawsuit that threatened to drag her entire career through the mud. And this wasn't some new drama. No, this went all the way back to 2018, when Cardi was secretly 4 months pregnant. A former security guard, Imani Ellis, claimed Cardi physically attacked her during a doctor's appointment. She alleged that Cardi scratched her, spat on her, even threw racial slurs her way. And she didn't stop there. Ellis said the altercation left her with trauma, scars that needed surgery, and even cost her a career in law enforcement. We're talking assault, battery, emotional distress, negligence, and false imprisonment all rolled into one lawsuit. Sounds career-ending, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Cardi clapped back hard, saying it was all lies. She insisted nothing got physical, that it was only a heated argument, and that Ellis was secretly trying to record her during a private appointment. Witnesses like the receptionist and doctor even backed up Cardi's side. And that's not all, because every time Cardi showed up in court, the internet wasn't just talking about the case, they were talking about her outfit. Oversized blazers, giant pantsuits, layers upon layers. Fans weren't convinced it was just a fashion choice. They swore she was hiding a baby bump right there in the courtroom. And it gets worse. Offset refusing paternity only added fuel to the fire, making people wonder if Cardi was using the $24 million lawsuit as a smokescreen. While the world debated whether she assaulted a security guard, the real secret, her alleged pregnancy by another man, was slipping under the radar. But here's the thing, cover-ups never stay covered for long. And the next chapter in this messy saga might just be the one that blows everything wide open. When the smoke started to settle, the court documents, the TikTok comments, the party rumors, none of that compared to the one thing that mattered most, public opinion. And let's just say the internet did not hold back. Fans immediately split into camps. Some were convinced Chrisean's son looked nothing like Offset, dismissing the whole story as messy clickbait. Others swore the timelines lined up too perfectly, pointing to French Montana's party and whispering, "We all know what really went down." And that's not all. People started calling out Cardi herself, accusing her of trying to play smoke and mirrors with the media. Why bring up Chrisean now, they ask. Is this just to distract from Stefan Diggs? The conspiracy theories spread faster than wildfire, and it gets worse. Because while some fans dragged Offset for allegedly lowering himself to Chrisean's chaos, others turned on Cardi, saying she should have never entered what they called the blue face and rock circus. Tweets, comments, and memes poured in, with people clowning Offset for cheating and Cardi for supposedly picking someone even messier than him as her rebound. The internet was eating this scandal alive. And then came the most brutal reaction of all. Fans saying Cardi's entire empire could crumble if the truth about her alleged pregnancy with Diggs ever came out. Because think about it, rap queen, married mother, and one of the most powerful women in hip-hop suddenly tied to a scandal involving cheating, NFL players, and criminal allegations? That's the kind of drama you can't come back from. But here's the truth. Until someone steps up with proof, it's all speculation. A dangerous game of rumors, half-truths, and internet detectives connecting dots that may or may not exist. Still, the question remains, is Chrisean's baby Offset? Or is this just the internet being messy again? Now here's the part that nobody can ignore. Through all the chaos, all the rumors, all the internet detectives pulling out their magnifying glasses, nobody in the center of the storm has said a word. Cardi hasn't officially addressed the claims about Stefan Diggs. Offset hasn't explained why he dropped that cold-blooded "not mine" comment. And Chrisean? She stepped out with a brand new man, acting like none of this drama even touches her. The silence is deafening, and it's making fans even more suspicious. Because let's be real, if the rumors were completely false, wouldn't someone shut them down by now? Instead, the longer the silence drags on, the louder the internet gets. And that's not all. Every move Cardi makes is now under a microscope. If she wears baggy clothes, she's hiding a bump. If Offset shows up at a party without her, he's secretly done with a marriage. If Chrisean posts a cryptic lyric, suddenly it's a clue about Junior's real father. The internet is obsessed, and it gets worse. Because this isn't just gossip anymore, it's a ticking time bomb. If proof comes out that Junior is Offset's son, Cardi and Offset's marriage could implode publicly. If the Stefan Diggs allegations connect back to Cardi, her career could take a hit that even she can't spin. And if Chrisean is caught in the middle, her chaotic reputation only grows stronger. So right now, the silence isn't just silence, it's strategy. A waiting game, a gamble, and when the truth finally drops, it could be the biggest celebrity celebrity bombshell of the year. This silence won't last forever, but when the truth finally comes out, whose side will you be on? Team Cardi, Team Offset, or Team Chrisean? Let me know in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe, because the next chapter in this scandal is only getting messier. Here's where things take a twisted turn, because some insiders are saying this entire scandal might not even be about Chrisean at all. In fact, they believe Cardi herself might be pulling the strings, feeding the Offset rumors, keeping Chrisean's name hot in the blogs, all just to steer attention away from her own situation. Think about it. Every time people start whispering about a baby bump in court, suddenly a new headline drops about Offset and Chrisean. Every time fans bring up Stefan Diggs and those disturbing allegations, boom, there's another messy rumor tying Offset to somebody else. Coincidence? Or the ultimate distraction strategy? And that's not all. Some even claim Cardi's team has been quietly working with gossip outlets, dropping just enough hints to keep the drama spinning in the wrong direction. It's like a magician's trick. Keep the audience focused on one hand, so they don't notice what the other is really doing. And it gets crazier, because if this is true, then the entire internet has been playing Cardi's game without even realizing it. We've been debating Offset, clowning Chrisean, roasting Junior's paternity, when the real bombshell might be sitting quietly in the shadows, waiting to explode. So now the question is, what's the truth and what's the distraction? The internet doesn't wait for press releases, court documents, or official statements. Oh no. When fans smell drama, they start digging. And in this case, they claim they found the receipts that could blow this entire scandal wide open. It started with TikToks. Clips from French Montana's 2023 birthday party resurfaced, and sharp-eyed fans swore they spotted Offset and Chrisean slipping out together. Grainy footage, shaky camera angles, but to the internet, it was enough. Look at the way they move, one fan commented. That's not just friends leaving a party. And that's not all. Screenshots began floating around of Chrisean's so-called friend Janet, who went public claiming the rumors were true. She even said Chrisean left an earring behind on purpose for Cardi to find, a messy calling card to prove she'd been with Offset. Whether it's fact or fiction, the story spread like wildfire. And it gets worse. Industry voices like Whack 100 chimed in, hinting the hookup wasn't just a rumor, but something real that happened while Offset and Cardi were separated. With each new receipt, the internet felt like it was piecing together a puzzle Cardi desperately wanted hidden. But here's the real kicker. None of these so-called receipts are concrete. No video smoking gun, no DNA test, nothing. Just whispers, screenshots, and speculation that refuses to die. And yet, the more people deny it, the more convinced fans become that there's something to hide. So now the tension builds, because if these receipts are true, Junior might really be Offset's son. But if they're fake, then we've all been played in the biggest distraction of the year. If even one piece of this tangled web turns out to be true, the fallout could be catastrophic. Think about it. If Offset really fathered Chrisean's baby, then Cardi's marriage takes a public hit it may never recover from. We're talking betrayal, humiliation, and headlines that could overshadow every song she drops for years. And that's not all. If Cardi is pregnant by Stefan Diggs, the damage only multiplies. Not only would she face backlash for stepping out of her marriage, but the connection to Diggs, who's already drowning in disturbing allegations, could drag her name into scandals far darker than cheating. The internet has already labeled it career suicide, and it gets worse. Chrisean, meanwhile, doesn't walk away untouched. If Junior really is Offset's son, her reputation as hip-hop's chaos queen goes from messy to nuclear. The label of homewrecker would stick harder than ever, and her every move would be tied back to Cardi B's heartbreak. For someone already battling controversy, this would be gasoline on the fire. And Offset, his credibility, already shaky, would crumble completely. Fans are saying if this rumor ever gets confirmed, it wouldn't just ruin his marriage, it would stain his legacy as one of rap's most influential names. Cheating scandals fade, but fathering a secret child with Chrisean Rock, that's internet immortality in the worst way. So right now, this isn't just gossip, it's a ticking time bomb. The kind of scandal that doesn't just trend for a week, but reshapes careers, reputations, and maybe even lives. And if you think that sounds dramatic, just wait until you hear the final piece of this puzzle. So here we are, 10 layers deep into one of the messiest scandals hip-hop has ever seen. Rumors of Offset sneaking around with Chrisean Rock, whispers of Junior being his secret son, Cardi hiding a possible pregnancy from the world, and an NFL player with shocking allegations dragged into the middle of it all. It's like every chapter gets darker, wilder, and harder to believe. But here's the truth nobody really knows. No DNA test, no official statement, just silence, speculation, and a trail of receipts that could collapse at any moment or prove everything. And that's not all, because insiders are saying it's only a matter of time before something concrete drops. Maybe a leaked document, maybe a photo, maybe Offset himself breaking down under the pressure. The internet is waiting for that one piece of proof that could either destroy reputations or expose this entire circus as one giant distraction. And here's the kicker. If the truth comes out, it won't just be gossip. It could rewrite the narrative for Cardi, Offset, and Chrisean forever. Careers could crumble, relationships could implode, and the internet will never let them live it down. So So now the question is, what's real, what's fake, and what's still hiding in the shadows? Because one thing's for sure, this story isn't over. Not even close. Do you think Chrisean's baby is really Offset's? Or is this all just the internet being messy again? Drop your theories in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe, because when the next bombshell hits, you'll want to be here first.